Hey guys, welcome back to the Giovanni Show. Today I have on someone who I am lucky to call my friend, Gayle from 4th and John. What's up, my guy?
Hey man, it's a pleasure to be here. Always good to see you, man. I'm trying to you're all over the place, so it's good to see you in one spot. And for the love of God, draft
Yeah.
some linebackers, Howie.
Hey, hopefully we get another one of those moments this year at the combine because dude, we still need linebackers. We're still desperate.
That's funny because it's funny that I'm on your show right now. A couple of days ago on our pod, I mentioned you. I said
Really?
um I said the thought of my head watching the last couple games was like Gio's voice, and for the love of God, draft some linebackers. And it's funny that I'm here today. So it was actually meant to be. See,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, it's great to have you on the show, and I appreciate you sparing some of your time tonight. So, man, I just got some questions because these past weeks, it seems like it's been a dumpster fire. It's just been absolutely awful. I know we went through a period where it was like we played 3 games in 13 days because they were all primetime games, but it's honestly just been so miserable to be a fan of this team these past few weeks. And so I want to get your opinion on what can the Eagles do better to keep their foot on the gas going out second half to take those other teams out of the run.
I think they have to really play their game and not you know, worry about other teams because at this moment in time, I feel like they have to get back to who they are. And that's also they have to get back to basics and fundamentals because a lot of fundamentals, a lot of basic stuff like missed tackles, going off script a little bit. I think they just need to get back to who they are. But the problem is over the last couple games in the stretch, like we're wondering who they are. Because that team in the beginning of the season was phenomenal. I mean, they were fighting week in and week out. And they caught a bad one against the 49ers. Then after that, it's been a rough go of it. And being in, traveling all over the country and following them, being in Dallas, that was awful.
Yeah.
Leaving the Seahawks Stadium in that fashion was awful. Seeing them lose again to the Cardinals, it's just it's a rough go of it because you think about where they're at in their season, and everything's on the line. Just you control your destiny if you beat some of these opponents, and they just haven't. So a lot of the fans are questioning. But I think getting back to who they are as a team, it's I think it's a look from within moment.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually just rewatching the game today, and just I every week when I rewatch these games, it gets more painful because you just see this great team that has so much potential just on the rise, keeping it going, having a steady lead at half, and then it's just a complete drop off. Like there's nothing that's like a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and then a drop off in the fourth quarter. It's just complete back to QB draws and bubble screens. I can't do it, Gayle. I
I,
can't.
I mean, it's you see it. It's like playing to lose. Like there's a
Exactly.
moment when you see the team, they're firing on all cylinders, they're playing to win. You're like, that's what I'm missing. But when they're playing to lose, you can see them. Oh, you can almost see them like tense up. They're like they don't want to make a mistake. And you start thinking about back to the moments like the Jets game of Jalen making an error. Like some of these games where you're like, are some of these thoughts creeping in, or there's self-doubt creeping in, or if the players aren't doing a little bit too much freelancing, I think it goes back to coaching. You have to really set these guys up for success. More screens where Devontae Smith is not blocking for people. You see like random things, but you have to like set these guys up for success. If there's moments in time where the slant is the easiest play that you can run with AJ Brown. The guy's always open. You got to go to some of your players to, especially on some of these short yardage downs. I mean, like AJ Brown is always open, right?
Yeah. I mean, dude, just I think the media is affecting this team a whole lot too. And it kills me to see this as an aspiring journalist. It really does, Gayle, because you see all these players being afraid to talk to the media. Like it's so bad, especially AJ Brown. Like after these games, you say he's always open. He really is, and he doesn't get as many targets as I think he should. And the media just, like he said, always makes him look like a monster. So it seriously, when it's out of this guy's control and you're making him look that bad, of course he's going to be afraid of the media, and of course he's going to be upset. But
It's That's funny that you say that. It's tough to think about, like, right? You know, I consider me and you like some real diehard fans, but it's like
yeah,
you have this analyst background. So I like to say the whole fanalist thing, but like in general, I don't ever like to put this team in a bad light. You know, there's some stuff I get and I hear. I don't always post it. Like there's some things I just stay clear of, and I let other brands out there do what they do. But like I don't touch on some things because at the end of the day, I don't want to be a reason why some of these players, you know, are afraid to talk to the media. I mean, like at the end of the day, you know, you want to like showcase these players, especially because they're on your team. You like what they do on and off the field. You just want to bring some positivity. I know you're all about the positivity, which I love, man. But again, it's funny that you're media now, Gio.
uh, man, there's got to be some alternatives to the bubble screens and the QB draws, right? Like, what would you do if you were doing the play calling?
You know, I really feel like, you know, I'd go under center. We saw some of those looks, which were really nice. I like some pony looks here and there, some motion, extra motion. You know, the fact that we're last in the league in pre-stat motion. It is what it is. The league catches up with you. And you have to evolve. And that's the thing with this offense. You have to evolve. And you know, I think the middle of the field is where I would be hitting. I mean, you have guys like AJ Brown, you have Dallas Goddard. Those are two valuable pieces right there who can win over the middle. I think you saw Devontae Smith take one over the middle against the Giants. I think we just have to continue attacking there. I do think it's weird that Quez Watkins are our deep threat. Um, we haven't really had that deep threat option. He has not been consistent. So I think, but other than that, I think you have to award guys like Zacchaeus more opportunities. I think watching Julio get involved is something I think he's good over the middle in the seams. We don't need to see wide receiver screens with Julio. I saw Britton Covey got involved on a wide receiver screen. That would be interesting. We saw one of those, but I just think dialing up the run, obviously with DeAndre Swift with the Pro Bowl year that he's having, I think he's been pretty electric when you get him going. And at the end of the day, it's they have to figure it out. They need more hot reads when the blitz comes. You see seven coming, you got to have a quicker option than a go down the field or a 10-yard 11. I mean, we could have slants all day. There's got to be hot reads when the blitz comes. So I think they've had some issues dealing with the blitz as of late.
Yeah, you know what I would do if I was Nick Sirianni right now? I'd work on the silent count. I mean, when these guys have to break out the silent count, I feel like that's when the cutoff happens. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm putting noisemakers and speakers and everything at practice to make it as loud as possible and making Jalen Hurts go to that silent count. Because
Now,
what were you gonna say?
no, I was gonna say, what about some no huddle, man? Like we
Yeah.
haven't seen really too much no huddle. Like after a first down, boom, getting some no huddle, get the defense off their guard. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great idea. If I'm Nick Sirianni, I'm switching up something. I mean, obviously, you can't do the same thing and expect different results. So,
that would be crazy.
yeah.
The definition of crazy.
Right. So, what are your biggest concerns going forward, Gayle?
My biggest concerns are execution. Um, if you want to go anywhere, you want to go deep in the playoffs, this team's got to execute. At the end of the day, you can't make excuses. We're talking about blocks. We're talking about effort on run blocks from wide receivers. Just everyone has to be in tune. Our linemen, some of them are getting called for penalties. Some of our favorite linemen are getting called for penalties. A lot of this small errors have to stop. Whether it be a Kelsey or a Mulata, there's penalties that change the course of some of these scoring drives. So what could have been a 1st and 10, now it's a 1st and 20. I think these little things you have to clear up mistakes. Turnovers. Well, it's just it's been a problem all season. In the playoff run, this team cannot turn over the ball because it's self-inflicted errors over the season that have caused us to be, put us in a hole. And I think Jalen, with the amount of interception he has this year compared to last year, I think he's got to be better with the football. And my biggest concern, I'm going to say health. I mean, we have to get back healthy. It's nice to have a guy like Zach Cunningham healthy. It's nice to have a healthy Avante back, but Slay will be imperative for a playoff run. It's as you can see, Bradbury's had a rough go against twitchier players. I think having him not deal with number ones, but the weird thing is that he's been getting picked on a lot. So I think I really need to see Bradbury step up his play. But hey, if the young guys got to get in on some of these reps, they're gonna have the learning course of their life the next couple of weeks. If the Sidney Browns of the world, the Ringos and the Rick, they have to learn on the fly, and it's gonna be tough.
We've seen Sydney can do it, so I'm on the Sydney train at this point.
Sydney, I've been pulling for Sydney since the Senior Bowl. That was one of my prospects that I had pointed out, and the fact that I'm seeing him, the fact that I saw him get drafted by our team, which was awesome. I should be on the staff, guys. Let me know. But just seeing him involve over the last couple of weeks, the pick six last week was he had some wheels. He had like 22 over 22 miles an hour.
Dude. Crazy.
I like what he's bringing to the table. You need that juice. Like, who on this defense is going to bring that juice in the playoffs? I need some more juice from Hassan Reddick. Pass rush has been a little shaky as of late. We haven't seen too many sacks. We haven't seen sacks from Josh Sweat in a long time. We could use one of those. And again, I think the interior's got to stay. They need some juice, man. I know the depth's been, but we need some juice. These are young guys, and Jordan Davis. I need to, to step up in the playoffs. We need you.
Yes, sir. So my second and last question for you is this red zone offense, man. We just keep seeing it, and it seems like it's just getting worse at this point. Like, what can we do to change that? I know you said throwing in some slants and things. I think that could be perfect for the red zone offense, personally.
I mean, you can't get too cute. I mean, some of these rub routes, some of the mesh concept, these crossing routes. At the end of the day, it's really like you have players. There's mismatches there. You have to take advantage of those. I mean, Dallas Goedert is a mismatch. I think more pre-snap motion down by the goal line, some trickery, some misdirection. You have all these weapons at your disposal, especially with Jalen. He can run at any given time. I know we've seen enough QB runs in the last week, but I think again, it's if you're creative with it, now is the time to bring out some of these plays. We saw some trickery with the Gainwell pass out of the tush push. You got to get more creative. The creativity has to step up if you want to start scoring touchdowns in the red zone. You can't have threes. Threes are just a recipe for disaster. We need sevens. We need touchdowns. Maybe some 2-point conversions. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Man, if the Eagles came out in like the first quarter and did a 2-point conversion, everybody would be on fire. Like, what are you doing? I'd be like, yeah, yeah, keep the pressure going.
I mean, you gotta send a message sometimes. And I think
Yeah,
with the way they're playing, their next game has to. Hopefully, they're playing some of the starters. I'm feeling a little bit like people are asking me, "Are you going to the Giants game?" You know, I'm not too far from the stadium. I've been telling you, I've been travel all over the country to see them. I don't know if I want to go up to the stadium because I don't know if they're are they going to play the whole team or what's going on here. I don't think they should be sitting starters. I mean, some players should be taking some breaks, but they just got to get it together, man. They got to fine tune this thing. A nice little tune up
100%.
job would be nice.
Right. I mean,
Oil
I just
change.
I just want to see something more creative from, like you said, creativity is everything. So I just want to see Nick Sirianni just throw something out there, something.
Something.
Um,
You know, one other thing, body language is the other thing. I'd like to see body language. You see a confident football team
right.
when they show up to a field and like it's theirs. We know when Dreams and Nightmares was playing against the Vikings, the energy in that stadium and the way that the team just took the field. We knew from the kickoff that that game was over. Um,
Right.
I need to feel that. I need to feel that energy, and hopefully, with what's transpired with AJ Brown, what he's talked about with the team, hopefully that energy is in the locker room and they're ready to go because we need that. We need them to bring the energy.
100%. So, Gail, as you probably know, to end all my shows, I do a anti-bullying question because I like to raise awareness to bullying. And my question for you is, in your opinion, how can we stop bullying for the youth?
How can we stop bullying? I mean, I really think I think there needs to be leaders like yourself. It's sometimes it takes you guys to rise above it all and lead the youth. I mean, it takes a brave person to step up to a bully. I think that what you're doing with your campaign is beautiful. I think just really uh, you know hold ground, both feet on the ground and let them know like it's wrong. And I think when you do stuff like this, everyone's going to stand next to you, arm in arm, and fight with you. Because at the end of the day, it takes a village, and I think it takes leaders like you in the village to set people in the right direction. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of geos. That's what's going to take.
Hey, that's my goal with starting this. So I appreciate your kindness and I appreciate you giving me some of your time tonight, Gail. You're always the best, and hopefully we can meet up at an Eagles game here soon. Hopefully, man, I'm trying to get back to Philly for one.
Hey, how about Vegas for a Super Bowl?
Oof,
How about that?
dude, I don't know if I can pull that off again, dude. Another Super Bowl. You know how much those tickets are?
Hey man, where there's a will, there's a way. We could always beg, man. I mean, I'll be out
I
there.
got I got a house I could sell.
Here you
I'll be
go.
like,
Or
Mom, we can buy another house.
put put a jersey on for sale out there.
Right.
Where there's a will, where there's a way. I would love to see you at Super Bowl Radio Row. That would be a
Oh
dream
yes,
of
sir.
mine. So let's
Yes,
make that
sir.
happen.
In Vegas too. Whoo!
Hopefully you don't get you're too young to gamble, but I'm not a big gambler. But
No,
I
no.
I would love to bet on the Eagles
Right.
in the
I
Super
bet
Bowl.
on the Eagles every week in my heart.
Hey, let's
Gail,
just
thank you
go.
so much.
Let's just go with the love. We love the Birds. We're gonna keep rooting these guys on, and that's what it is, man.
100%. Thank you so much, my guy.
All right, man. Good seeing you.